Everybody likes pizza, and making your own is a lot easier than you might think, and the taste is so delicious. So let's see how to make these wonderful homemade pizza along with homemade pizza sauce in your own kitchen. Let's start making our pizza dough by activating the dried yeast. Yeast always need a sweet and warm environment to bloom up. So here in a bowl I have taken 1 cup of warm water, into which I have added 1 teaspoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of active dry yeast. Stir them well until the sugar and the yeast get dissolved completely, and keep it aside for the yeast to get activated. Now our yeast got activated, and we are going to add 3 cups of flour little by little, along with 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And mix them together. This mixing is just to make sure everything is well combined. At this point I felt we need 1 more tablespoon of water, so I'm adding it. While making a pizza or any sort of bread, we need not to be very strict on the measurements. The dough may be a little sticky, that's okay, but if it is too sticky, we can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of flour, and if the dough is too tough, you can add 1 or 2 tablespoons of water. The point is that we need to have a clear idea about the consistency of the final dough after kneading. So after kneading for 8 to 10 minutes, our dough should be soft and supple and elastic enough to withstand all the stretching and the puffing later. The more softer the dough, the more beautiful and tastier our pizza will be. So now our dough is ready. Lightly oil a clean bowl, then place the dough inside it and lightly coat with some oil, and then cover it with a plastic wrap. And now our dough is ready for the first proofing. So let them rest in a warm environment for 1.5 to 2 hours, or until they get doubled in size. Here in Doha, where I'm staying, the outside temperature is 35 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty hot, and so I'm leaving the dough on the countertop itself. And so after 2 hours our dough has risen well, and all we have to do now is to gently degas the dough and then divide them into equal portions. I'm dividing it into 4 equal pieces, so if you want a more thick crusted pizza, then you can divide them into 3 equal pieces. Then shape each piece into a ball by tucking the edges into the center of the dough so that we get a tensive ball. And then we need these balls to rest for about 20 to 30 minutes until the gluten stands loosen and relax, and then it will be so easy for us to shape it into the shape of a disc. Before covering it with a plastic film, let's smear the top with some olive oil and then cover it with a plastic film so that it won't cling to the plastic film. Now after 30 minutes our dough has rested well. Now we need to roll them into the shape of a disc. You can either use a rolling pin or use your hands to roll them into the shape of a disc. You can store the rest of the balls in the refrigerator and bring it to room temperature to make wonderful pizza anytime you want to make. Now let's transfer this onto a pizza pan. Here I've used a perforated pizza pan. This helps the heat to reach the entire crust as it bakes, and which will result in more crispy pizza crust. Now topping the pizza with your favorite toppings. The pizza sauce here I'm using is homemade, and it tastes so good and so much better than what I used to buy from the store as a pizza sauce. And you can make these easy homemade pizza sauce in less than 15 minutes. And I'll put the recipe link in the description box below, and you can watch the video to see how easy it is to make a homemade pizza sauce. Here I have added some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, and thin slices of green and red bell pepper, and some slices of onion, and some pieces of cooked chicken seasoned with some salt and pepper. Be careful not to overload the pizza with your toppings, because the crust won't cook through if we get too crazy with the toppings. So for baking wonderful pizza, we need an exceptionally hot oven. So make sure you preheated the oven to the highest temperature your pan can withstand. My pizza pan can withstand up to 230 degrees Celsius. So I've preheated the oven to 450 Fahrenheit and bake for 14 to 16 minutes or until the edges are crispy. So after baking, we'll get a beautiful pizza crust with an amazing pizza sauce loaded with your favorite toppings. I hope this video helped you. I hope you will try this recipe at home, and I'm sure your whole family would love it. And it's so much fun making pizza at home. So please don't forget to share this video with your friends and family who love making pizza at home. And please don't forget to subscribe this channel so that you won't miss any upcoming recipes.